there's this whole world out there of people who are sort of, let's just call it, the movie Matrix is the best thing for this, of describing this thing of people who kind of see the light, of realizing that it's, you're in the Matrix or you're out of the Matrix, or you're like Neo and Morpheus and their whole little tribe of sort of rebels there that are questioning, you know? It's kind of like what I like to think of the alternative wellness world being about, of just having an awareness that there's really more to all of it, and there is a great scene I always love, and this is where you get this sort of rebellion from people, where Morpheus says to Neo that some people are so rooted in the Matrix that they get angry. They get angry when you tell them about the Matrix, and that's for sure. There's people that are so locked in the whole doctor thing, and I say I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the doctor thing. But it's just like there's a lot of possibility of when you mix the two, and there's a lot of possibility of when you discount the other one, and when you just realize that it's not a complete system, and especially when you take an awareness to the one of the oldest systems that works great, and is Chinese medicine. And a lot of raw foodists need to, like, in my mind, they ought to wonder why in Chinese medicine they are completely not advocates of eating raw food. So I'm not saying that I've definitely like played with that, but I seem to notice that for me, I don't have such a issue with that kind of stuff, and I'm that's a topic that's still on trial in my world. I've discovered a few absolutes and stuff like that, but so I'm a big advocate for the whole world of being alternative on every level, and so this is why I'm calling out LifereGen, and I'm calling out you people that are defenders. Like there was a guy, Gay Raw, and then the Sir Thrive. They were all like, leave him alone. Like it's like I was really clear. I'm all right with the overall message, but I have a real pet peeve, of where I don't think people understand that there really are people that get so deathly sick that they're looking for something. A case with pain, that's one that hits home with me. A case with candida, that's one that hits home with me. This is completely wrong advice. Somebody is coming to you vulnerable, trusting you, and you're giving wrong advice. It's just like, so what? Do you people think that's okay? It's just like, obviously you're just living in your little fantasy dream, and that's great if Dan's stuff works for you as being an inspiration for you staying on the path, and you don't have cancer, you don't have candida, you don't have pain. That's great. Drink your fucking juice. Who cares? But there are people that seriously have something that's it's like trying to get out of that system of taking pills in the world, of taking especially pain medication. That just makes you numb, and it doesn't fix the inflammation. It just makes your body disconnect from it, and it actually, in the long term, it just makes it all worse. But there's no prescription for any kind of inflammation going on. Green juice ain't doing shit for inflammation, which is pain is related to inflammation, related to like nerve damage, related to God only knows all the other things in there. But there is no, in this whole stripped down world of green juice, there is no remedy for pain in there. It's fucking mindless bullshit, and that's why I cussed and why I sweared, and it should be like brought forth like that, in that sort of way, because it's like, obviously, if you're defending that, you have no idea of what it's like to be in some kind of pain, to wake up every day, to have to work in pain, to like have that become it's got to affect your consciousness. I've gotten to it for a couple years before I discovered the fat thing with the peripheral neuropathy I had. I went to work, and it hurt horrible. It hurt to where if I would have dwelled on it, it could have brought me to tears. But I worked. I even because my feet were so fucked up. I was on a job that had a lot of rocks on it at one point, and I actually cracked my was my heel bone or something. something you could do nothing about. It would be like you could either go home, you just walk on it, it just heals, or go home and sit on a couch. It's like I kept working, but because I'd already disassociated from not even feeling the pain anymore. So it's like, fuck you, you stupid motherfucking people that are just like, you think you know everything. It's just like, that's why I keep bringing up some of these Depeche Mode songs with just like, you know, empathy. It's like, try walking in my shoes. I understand why that's what that's like, and I definitely went through a whole like sort of assessment of like wondering, should I do this? And it's like, yes, I should do it. It's just because somebody giving ill advice, first it makes the whole alternative world in general look stupid, you know, and then just the whole like, you know, on Quack Watch, there's be some like entry on there of like, oh, in general, the whole raw food community on YouTube, they're all a bunch of fucking dumbasses, you know, basically. So it's like, I want to bring credibility to stuff, and it's like, bring it alive. It doesn't seem like there's anything really important going on. There's like, in this world of raw food people, you have people that sort of love David Wolf, and this a whole bigger, almost bigger crowd of people that think the whole food mentality, and David Wolf is quote unquote some kind of snake oil salesman or some stupid ass shit. Anyways, so yeah, I just say, you know, fuck you to you people that want to fucking sit there and go, leave Dan alone. It's just like, you obviously have no idea of what it's like to really have a chronic a condition, nor do you have the ability to to take your consciousness to actually feel what is empathy. That means to genuinely be in somebody's shoes. So obviously you have no idea of what it would be like to like have a complete brain fog from candida or something like that, or to just be lost in a world of dementia where your body is completely taken over by bad bacteria. And anybody that's advocating fruit and all that kind of stuff, I can't believe I've seen a few things of somebody trying to justify it. It's just moronic. It does, you know, I have to say that in, you know, Donna Gates, I've talked to a few people about this who've like kind of changed their life around with just sort of following her protocol. And you can actually live a pretty normal life and being on the body ecology diet of still eating with your friends, and of how this is seriously like one of the most well-rounded systems there is, and you can take it and it's sort of blended into other systems, and you know, get really into being a raw foodist, or get into being whatever, being more standard American diet with it just modified to the body ecology diet style. You know, it's not that far off, especially if you live in places like California where people are it's a real smorgasbord. It's not of like sort of consciousness in eating, of people doing different and wild things. So where am I going with all this? I totally lost my train of thought. Where am I going with where am Okay, so Rui27 asked me, this is somebody that asks a lot of questions all the time, and they sort of seem to be, what can I say? Somebody like looking to have somebody tell them what is what, and this really at its heart of what I'm sort of going against, of just like these sort of boundaries, these boxes, these genres, these. Geez, that's kind of why it's hard for me to sell my music too, is because it's hard to classify it. So, and I guess on every level I got to reintroduce myself all the time to every new people. Oh, this is me. This is what I'm doing. This is why I think blah 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 blah. It's because I don't fit in with any rules, and I don't keep coming back to the raw thing. And I never said it failed. I just don't think that it's enough. And so I'm simply doing things like adding ghee. Adding some milk occasionally. I actually sent my blood off. I found out that I'm not quercetin sensitive, and that's a whole other subject for another video, and I'll deal with that. So I'm culturing milk. What else? Eating sardines every now and then, but I definitely don't. I'm not an O blood. I've never been attracted to wanting like big plates of meat and stuff like that, and so. But I was definitely finding out that just and reading into a bit of the stuff, and it's just. No genre. I'm not like I even mention things. It's like I'm I'm raw vegan. I'm body ecology diet. I'm a little bit minded in, you know, all of that sort of carnivorous mind thinking of primal body, primal mind. You know, Weston A. Price. It's just like I want to take in all of that stuff, and it's a new way. It's just like this person saying, "Oh, you've been a health freak and you eat meat," blah blah blah. You know, it's just like, hello. And I was of that mindset too. There was a time where I just was vegan, and meat was the evil of the world, and that's basically all me and my partner did at that time. And I was hardcore into the whole vegan thing, and we ate raw food, and we ate you know, our rest of our sort of non-raw was eating little cookies and pastries and stuff like that. And so sure, there's people who are subscribed to all different ways. It's just like, hey, here I am. I'm like completely reinventing stuff. And I say in that same video, don't be afraid to come back around and go, oh, something maybe you dismissed, maybe it is right. Or maybe something that you thought was wrong is right. And so that's that on that one. Yeah, somebody made a comment about my t-shirt. And actually I got a message. Somebody goes, oh, where do you get some of those t-shirts? Where do you get those? So this is the one I was wearing yesterday. It's a Carl Sagan t-shirt. Carl Sagan's like one of my great heroes. I'm amazed in our world of what we consider heroes. I really just, the whole sports hero, war hero, fuck that. I'm more into like you know, my heroes are like that. Anyways, I love finding unique things online, and I actually these days I really don't. I love not leaving my house. I love ordering things online. And I got that shirt at a place called tfury.com, and they actually freelance different artists, and they have a different t-shirt every day. And so, you know, there's a lot of stupid shit on there. There's I've always liked really obscure. I've never been into wearing like really plain shirts. I've liked especially shirts that say really kind of stupid upside down sort of things that make people wonder. So it's tfury.com if you feel like checking that out every now and then. I'm looking for a cool t-shirt. So, hey, I'm actually trying to be on every day and get a routine going. Something totally different I'm doing this spring is that I am not going to be collaborating with anybody, electronic people. I usually get jobs as a hired gun, so to speak, at for festivals and stuff that happens in usually more June, July, even into August sometimes. Not doing that, totally working on my own materials, just staying at home. I'm going to try and work this into a regular routine of either taking a break and blogging, or blogging and then going in and doing my musical work. So, oh, amazing thing. So last night I was looking around for some musical selections, you know, because I wanted to like, for me to just, I kind of listen to a samey thing when I'm in a vibe. And so I was looking around for various things, got a lot of good ideas, and then the one song, this is, by the way, I say, oh, this is my favorite. This really is my #1 favorite track of all time, without a doubt. And I've introduced this track to a lot of people, including a lot of people who don't really necessarily go for this kind of music. Namely my boyfriend, who's more of my ex-boyfriend, who's more of a hip-hop, rap listening kind of person. And he actually brought this to a yoga class, and everybody wanted a copy of it. So this is the song tip of the day. It's a track called Castor and Pollux by Sun Electric. It's recorded live in 1994 in the glory days of the UK ambient scene. And a little coincidence with the Three Treasure Tonic sending me off a message talking about the band Plaid, or definitely from this period of music, was I felt like I'd slipped into a parallel universe in this time. I was living in LA in between relationships, and this kind of music was very popular, and I definitely was living it up, and I was doing this style of music, playing at a club, sometimes once a week, as well as just a happy time for me. So Castor and Pollux by Sun Electric, you'll be amazed at how it ends. Yeah, great track.